Welcome to Daisha Breedlove Presents. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. Now, my guest today is a well-known actor that you may know from Baby Boy, but he's also a comedian, rapper, writer, and he's a father who's had an incredible journey. So, Omar Gooding, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Right on.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's take the class off. Let's get into it then. Come on.
Right.
Let's do it.
Okay, so originally from LA, you've had a long, iconic run in the industry.
Come on.
The Gooding family as a whole has such a legacy. So was this past something you always knew you wanted, or do you feel like you were kind of born into it?
Definitely born into it. But it's one of those things that it's like it's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. A lot of people are like, oh, how do you get started? And did you always want to be this? And it was me. I started at 9 years old, so I really had no choice. Because I found success early. So when I was a series regular at age 12, a show called Wild and Crazy Kids, and would hang with Mr. Cooper and was Smart Guy. It was all 1 year after the next. So next thing I look up, I'm 24 years old. They're like, you going to college? I'm like, no, I'm already getting paid. There's no need.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Right. Love it. Okay. So it was in your journey, but also part of your purpose, you would say.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My father was a singer. Mother was a singer. Recording artist, not just a singer, So it was definitely in the blood. Back then, when you were, especially from New York, my mother and father were born in Harlem.
Oh, yeah. So they don't play.
They don't play. Out there, it was different then. It wasn't like, auto tunes and sing. No, it was like you sing,
right.
Around a trash can burning.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So they were always acting and performing on stage, and then they birthed actors. Imagine that. Who can sing a little bit?
Oh,
but we also rap though. Shameless plug. Overstand Me. Album's out now.
Right. Okay. Look, we're gonna get into that.
Okay. All right. Just want to throw it in there. Okay.
Love it. Okay. So you played a lot of memorable roles over the years, but two people still bring up their favorite ones. Your Mo from Smart Guy and Sweet Pea from Baby Boy.
That's true.
Yes, which couldn't be more different. So what was that transition like for you mentally and creatively, going from, someone who's super lovable to such an intense and emotional character?
First of all, let me say great question.
Oh, thank you.
Fabulous question.
Thank you.
All right. It was a fun time with me. First, it was physical and mental. Right? Because I was a big guy, always a big guy, big like I am now, right? And I went from about 260 pounds to 198 pounds from 6 months. You know what I mean? At 24 years old, that it's nothing. Couldn't do that now. That happens now. They'd be like, oh, we loved him. Send him some flowers. Let's give him his flowers now. No, but so there was that. There was the physical part of it, and looking the part of a guy that's been in prison his whole life, basically, and then conveying the frustration of a brother that gets institutionalized that wants to do better. So that was a whole mentality, because with Smart Guy, it was all fun. It's all fun and games.
Exactly.
Now, my personal life, who I hung out with, the guys that I had around me and protect me, resembled the life of Baby Boy. So it wasn't a stretch for me. It wasn't like, oh, how do I prepare for this? And I'm not used to this. Like, no, I was on the Chris show. Half the cats I grew up with anyway. You know what I mean? So it was incredibly fun. It was challenging. I've talked on other shows about the process, which, all hats off go to and respect to John Singleton. He's a supreme motivator. He knew how to bring it out of you. You know what I mean? Whether he, called you out in front of everybody or just said a few words and then said, get it. He instilled confidence in you to pull it off. So great guy.
Wow. Okay. Got it. So you say he basically helped you kind of
1,000%.
transition.
1,000%. It was tough back then, because when you come from 90s sitcoms, right? It's that whole like vaudeville, it's that acting, you're kind of putting on, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it wasn't very realistic and believable to a lot of the producers that are doing these major movies. So it was hard to cross over. You know what I mean? So John Singleton, with that role, obviously changed everything.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So my next question is, speaking of Baby Boy, what is a scene from Baby Boy that still sticks with you till this day? And what did you have to tap into personally to bring that Sweet Pea character to life?
The scene that sticks with me to this day is the scene that we never filmed. It was a love scene between me and Angel Conwell. And so that we had to do that in real life because we never got to do it. So that was a joke. I was like, what scene was this?
What scene was
this? Let's go to the DVDs. Let's go to the DVDs. Is that the outtakes? Is that the outtake? Probably the kids in the park scene, because it touches it. To get real with you, it reflected an incident that happened in my real life. Right, one of my friends got attacked, and I couldn't be the one to retaliate. Like, oh, like in other movies, like Boys in the Hood, like get in the car. You know what I'm saying? We ride on these dudes. Like, I couldn't do that because I had shit to lose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And the people around me knew that. I was like, let's go. We out. And they were like, nah, nigga, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
We gonna handle this. So for this role to be the guy that gets called, like, yo, we got to go handle this. I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I've been waiting to get these niggas, And, we did the scene in the park, even in the rehearsal of it. I was hitting them with my belt. I remember the actor came to my trailer like, hey, bro, you see all this here? You tearing me up. Can you try harder not to hit me with the belt? So they actually made a fake belt. They made a foam belt that we used for the actual scene so I can just kind of go off on them. But when I watch it back, though, I see something else, obviously y'all do too. And say, well, no, we used to this guy. Like, where the hell did Mo go? Yeah. Now we look at this, we see it in his eyes, but I'm like, yeah, I remember enjoying that a whole lot. So definitely that's it.
Wow. And that goes actually into my next question.
Okay.
Were there any parts of the character that reflected the real Omar, that people wouldn't know? Absolutely.
I always look at roles that I choose as different versions or alternate realities of me. You know what I mean? So I don't go too far out of my personality. Right. Some actors can do that. Like my brother is phenomenal. I always give him his props and his flowers when I can.
Yes.
You can pick any role you want, but let's choose radio. Radio, he had to literally become the character. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I tried that and made an ass of myself. I couldn't pull that off. Let's just put it that way. I'm like, why are they laughing? I thought this was a drama. They're like, no, thanks for coming in. So I was like, okay. I know my lane. I know my wheelhouse. I know what I can kill.
Right.
And I just stick to that. But with Baby Boy, shit. It was touch and go for a couple years. You know what I mean? I had I got caught. I was in the news for having gun possession and all this other shit. They were like, nigga, what are you doing?
Like, we brought Sweetie home.
Yeah, but that was before Sweetie, so.
Yeah.
So, a couple of wrong decisions. What wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility. But also when I'm a Libra, you know what I mean? So when you see that other side of me, people go, okay, wait a minute. We were just kidding. I thought you liked to joke. Like, where is this coming from? Like, oh, there goes Sweet Pea all of a sudden. It's like, it's the other way around.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna get a little deeper.
Come on.
So let's talk about the clip that went viral, that's going viral right now, of you stepping away after being called your brother's name.
Yeah.
Now, people saw the moment, but they didn't really get the context of it.
Yeah.
So what led to that reaction for you, and how did you feel afterwards? After that, and did you return?
So full disclosure, I don't know if he's shown the whole interview, but we did have a full interview.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was, I know the guy, and in the sense of I don't know him personally. Like, that was the first time I met him, but I know his show and how there's certain interviewers have their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just ready for anything already. You know what I mean? So. But the way he started off, the funny thing was, I think in his mind, he thought it would be funny to call me Cuba Gooding Jr. But he mispronounced his name and called him Cuban Gooding Jr.
Oh, wow.
Which made me go, like, I see the one part of funny that you're trying to be, but this other shit here.
It's like, it's disrespectful.
Come on now, because it's comparable to the Cameron situation, to where he was talking about me in a negative way, saying, oh, these niggas need to get together and put their money together and start doing their own thing. Like, too late, nigga, we've been doing that. But as he was saying that, he called me Omar Gooding Jr. You know what I mean? So the Omar Gooding Jr. part was, okay, that was a slip up, but the other shit was still disrespectful.
Right.
So with this other cat, it was the same type of thing where he was like, oh, that'll be real funny. And I got up and I did walk off, and I wasn't really upset, you know what I mean? But it was one of those, okay, so we gonna start over, And then I walked out, and then I actually got a phone call from my son on FaceTime. So I was like, oh, what's up, buddy? I said, yeah, they'll wait. Anyway, and we was out there for like 4 or 5 minutes. I was like, all right, daddy, you make work. And I walked back in, and they were like, oh, he returned, thank God. Let's finish the, And I think it kind of cool thing was it did kind of set the tone. You know what I mean? Because I know you, I respect you. I kind of have my own agendas when I do these things. Like, boom, oh yeah, let me talk about this and that, But no, I'm gonna let you do you. With him, I had to kind of flip the switch. So moving forward, I know he had all type of shit he wanted to do. Like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this and I'm gonna throw these jabs in there. And I'm like, nah, nigga, you ain't in control. I can get the fuck up and walk right out.
Right.
So watch your mouth.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, right.
So that was a real reaction.
No, it was definitely a real reaction.
That was a real reaction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching.
It wasn't planned, if you would.
Yeah, I
was
see
like,
that.
That's enough. All right, take this mic.
And speaking of that, do you ever feel misunderstood when people kind of compare you and your brother instead of recognizing your own journey and legacy as that you're creating as a man?
Not at all. I mean, I don't feel misunderstood. You know, I take the compliment when people call me underrated. At first, I'll be like, what do you mean underrated? I thought I was rated pretty high. What the fuck does underrated mean? Right. You know what I mean? But I get what they mean. And I get how they say it. And I don't think, it's never taken as a negative when I'm compared to, you see, it's like this. When he won the Oscar, everyone's like, wow, but that was a lot of pressure. I was like, not at all. Right. We won an Oscar.
You're like, where's my sibling?
Yeah, exactly. Right. But it was also an us, Black people. When we watched the Oscars, who are we rooting for?
Exactly.
Every Black person nominated. Like, come on now, we got one. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Especially because there's a huge gap. Right. There's you could count how many Oscars have been given to Black people. Yeah. It's gotten better throughout the years. Yes. But at the time, it was just like, holy shit, he won. Especially with who he was up against. And to me, I was just super proud, but it felt like, to me, it was like, okay, we check that off the list. Now what else are we going to get? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like, okay, I got to get one now. Right. That wasn't the type of pressure it was. And there's also a huge age difference between the two of us. A lot of people, well, not huge, 9 years. You know what I mean? That's a big Some people say, well, yeah, they'll be like, oh man, why don't see you guys hanging out? It's like, yeah, because he had his friends and I had mine. It's like, my little brother want to come. No, nigga, stay at home. I'm going out. Like, you know what I mean? So there's that. And those 10 years were really interesting because he was like he was breakdancing. And I was rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was just that different gap, you know. Yeah. His music was more that, mine was more raw hip hop like type of shit, you know. So but yeah, man, always proud, a lot of love for each other and respect for each other's careers.
Amazing, yes, amazing. Indeed. Okay, so let's get into your music.
Come on.
Let's get into your music. Come on, and wait, tell us about the shirt that you're wearing.
Yes. So this is Overstand Me. Mm-hmm. So make sure all the cameras see it. Nice. It's available on omargooding.net. You can get yours. We have all shapes and sizes. We even have Unstable Creatures booty shorts. Okay. We got the one hitter quitter t-shirts, everything on omargooding.net. Shameless plug. So the title track is called Overstand Me, which is, just very simplistic. Now, the story behind it is this. I met a guy by the name of DJ M80 out of Buffalo, New York. And when I say met, I post something online, some of my music. And he goes, yo, man, you got some music. Let me send you some beats. He sends me a beat pack. First beat out the gate is Overstand Me. That's what he labeled it. Oh, now, as a producer, you label beats so you can find them. Yeah. You send them to people. Then when they write their own song from that beat, they call it something else. When I heard the beat, I said, no, this is Overstand Me because I'm going to make them overstand me when I'm done with writing this damn thing, right? Wow. So I wrote the song, put the song out, did what it did, just kind of flying beneath the radar type of thing. Everybody that heard it, DJs that heard it said, man, I love it. And they spin it and they're putting it. So it's played in certain regions and so forth. But no traction really took off into the Cameron thing. Now, when me and Cameron start going back on records, now they're like, wait a minute, this nigga can really rap. Right. Now they're going back and listening to the album, right? Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're listening and paying attention to my music. At the same time, I'm creating an album. Now, initially, the album was going to be called I'm Him. And I got a song on my album called I'm Him. That was going to be the title track. Then somebody said, you ever heard of Kevin Gates? Kevin Gates, yeah, sure. They said, you want to check out some of his albums? I'm like, I've heard some of his music. And they're like, look at the album titles, bruh. I look at he got 2 albums called I'm Him. I'm Him 1 and 2. I was like, okay, well, there go that name. We had to think of something else. And we played the album a bunch of times, listened to the tracks that we had on there. And I said, I think Overstand Me pretty much encapsulates the whole journey. And that's why it's NY to LA, because he's from Buffalo, New York. And he not only produced about 80% of the tracks on there, he mixed everything, right? Wow, okay. And so he's an engineer, he's a producer, and we, this is our project together. You know what I mean? I did all the rapping, he did most of the beats and all of the mixing. But it's great, man. I mean, I'm proud of it. It's my first full-length album that I've ever put out, right? I put out EPs, I put out a song, I put out an album with Focus from Aftermath. Shout out to my dude Focus. And called The Excuse, but that was a 7-song EP. This got 15 tracks on it. You know what I mean? And it shows all of my hip hop, like the full range of my hip hop. I'm not just a one-trick pony, obviously, as far as like talent and genres and being able to go from acting and stuff. But the type of songs, I remember a lot of women will comment on my posts, and that's what's funny too. Guys all think, oh, only guys listen to hip hop shit. Right. Female, I be spitting for the ladies more than anything, really. Because they respect talent. And most of their comments were, man, this better not be a whole album full of diss tracks against Cameron. I said, no, it won't. I actually put like one record on there, the part 2 that I did, I put on there towards the end because it goes with the flow of the album. The whole album tells a story. You know what I mean? So it starts with Overstand Me And then by the time, I think the last track on there is called Till I'm Gone. And it's kind of me reflecting like, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? My hip hop until I leave this planet. You know what I'm talking about? So,
Wow.
so yeah, it's a complete album. Real proud of it. It's doing pretty well.
Love it. I can't
Yes,
wait to check it out.
Please do.
And actually,
Wait, can't wait. So you ain't heard it yet?
Yeah. Well, I can't. Well, I
Put on
can't
the
wait
hot
to hear
seat.
the whole
Zoom into her
album.
face. Zoom into her face. She said, I mean, I said I was listening to it on the way here.
I heard a couple of your tracks.
You heard a couple of yes? Okay.
But
Can't wait to listen. Ain't they see that? See how
the entire album.
The entire album.
The entire
your
album.
Own people. I like your dress though. You really doing it. This is a far cry from Champagne Brew. I like this.
I know.
This is a talk on Sunday.
We originally met. I couldn't really talk to you the way I wanted to talk to you. So now it's a little bit more.
We get to converse.
Exactly.
Yeah, you covered up and everything.
Exactly. And it actually goes into my
legs
next.
Out, though. You see the legs? Okay.
You're so silly.
Put the legs up.
And speaking of your music, yes, I know you're Libra.
Yes.
And Libras are known for creating from the heart.
Absolutely.
So what projects would you say outside of the album that you're most passionate about right now? What emotions are you most drawn to expressing through your music in this season of your life?
Yeah, so again, with the music, I do a lot of traveling now because I'm also doing stand-up, right? So when I go out, I'll do a show, and then they'll be like, we can go out later, maybe have a drink somewhere, we'll go to a nightclub, possibly. I'm not really more of a nightclub guy these days. But I'll go and I'll listen, like out in Memphis. I've spent a lot of time in Memphis. And I love the music and the culture and how they support each other out there. And they'll play a song and everybody in the club knows the words. And I'm sitting there going, what song is this? Right. And why they didn't pass out music sheets? Like, how does everybody know all these lyrics, you know? And they really stand behind each other. But then I got with a couple of producers out there. I got one, a song called With My Hands with Trackman from Memphis. So look out for that, which is dope. He did a song with Cassidy and then plugged us together. So him and I are supposed to link soon. But anyway, so I think now it's really just touching on all music. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do trap music. I ain't doing gangster rap. I ain't doing that. Right. But it's my hip hop relatable to everyone, if that makes sense. Because I went to, where was I? Austin. And we was like, we can go to this club type of thing. Another club, talking about I don't like clubs. But so I went a lot of clubs and I like clubbing. No, but it was one of those, we got a section, we hang out, listen to music type of things. Like, all right, cool. So we get there. And the music is fast. It's like that up, do. And I'm just like, this it? Is this? And they're like, pay attention to the music. And I'm hearing like Kendrick Lamar, but sped up. You know what I mean? And they're all just, they're having the time of their lives. They're moving and dancing, everybody jumping. I'm like, this is crazy in here. Yeah. So I'm like, do I have to make a song for this genre, the reggaeton or whatever it is? And they're like, no, we'll just take your song. Watch this. And they took one of my records and then sped it up to the beats that they like. And everybody was going crazy. And I was like, okay, this is dope. So I'm always been into music. It's nothing, make that very clear. It's nothing like, let me do this, check this off the bucket, let's do an album. Right. No, yeah, I've been rapping. It's been a parallel career, but it didn't pay the bills like acting. So obviously it had to take a back seat. And when you do something, you got to give 110%.
Exactly.
Now, acting has taken a different turn after like the pandemic and then the writer strike and all, and the actor strike and everything. So it's at a cruising altitude, really, for me. Right. I'll take calls. Yep, take this, take that type of thing. Yeah. It's now giving me more time to look into other things, like being able to go on tour, be it comedy or with music. So now
But it's not your main passion, would you say?
Well, acting. Nah, I mean, it's just there. It's more like the job I've done my entire life. Most people can retire after 30 years. Right. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I'm like, so it's there. So it's always, but it's not so much on the acting side, but on the producing side. I'm developing a series with a writing partner, a friend of mine. I'm also partnering up with, I don't know, probably shouldn't talk about that, but with a couple of things that I'm developing, which is cool. And I like being on the developing side. I did a film called AM Radio.
Nice.
AM Radio was written and directed by Ricky Burchell. We did it right at the tail end of the pandemic. I mean, it was at the tail end of the, I should say, quarantine. Because we gotta get out this house. Let's do a movie, nigga. Man. And we came together and we're masked up. And it's an intimate movie where it's about a guy at an AM radio station that loses his job on FM radio, goes to AM radio. He deals with mental health, alcoholism. There's a love story involved, but a lot of it's just me talking, as you see I can do.
That's the Libra energy.
Come on, Libra now, come on. And so, but the thing is, after it was finished, I was able to take a look at the film and then give my notes and help them editing and adjusting. And I was like, this was dope. So it felt like, I was like, this is where I need to be. Because I've been a part of projects, and it's happened a lot. Yeah, but I've been a lot of part of projects where like, yo, how much can we get you for this day or for 2 days worth of work? And I give them a number, they pay it, boom, I show up, I read the script, like, okay, my part's decent, it looks like a decent script. But there's a lot of scripts that you can read that look like this is going to be a phenomenal movie.
Right.
But that's not all of it. You got to act it out. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have the right cameras. You got to have the right lighting. You got to take enough takes. You have to edit it, sound. There's so many components to making a good movie that a lot of people overlook. Tubi. They meet the basic requirements and they're making money. And no knock to Tubi. I got a series on Tubi too. Funny AF. Check it out. You're in it. She was like, how did I get in there? I got a release form for you to sign, by the way. No. But,
hot mess.
Okay. Hot mess. But Tubi is really giving a great opportunity to people in general. Like you can be be a producer, a director. It's a pretty good outlet for people that have a name too, So you see these people with a name and they're in this Tubi movie, they're in it for that long. Right. They can afford it for one day. And then you got killed off at the beginning and you on the cover? That don't make no damn sense. I'm like, I didn't tell them to put me on the cover. But
I love seeing your comedic side too. I gotta say, it's natural.
It's there. Natural. It's can't turn it off. So I think for me, the end game is just kind of transitioning behind the camera. You know what I mean? Because I have so much to give. And I'm watching these movies. There's another film we did called News Cycle. And I've been helping my man, Roger Green Jr. promote this. I'm one of the leads in it. Terrific script, well written. I saw the first cut of it. And I was just like, okay. It's an independent film. It'll be on Tubi. But I'm just so proud of the work and everything that he put in. Yeah. And I'm asking him questions like, hey, what about this part here and about that part? He's like, bruh, we've been in the editing room for like 7 months trying to cut them. I know there's this, and now we try to do that. Now we're mixing the sound over and over and over. And I'm like, And it's a lot that goes into it when it's really your passion. Yeah. And that's
especially the editing.
The editing is huge, man. Yeah. You can see a lot of films like, man, this could have been a good movie. They did a little bit of this,
right?
A little bit of that. Spend a little bit of money here instead of there, and so forth and so on. But
I agree. Amazing. Okay, so let's get into your personal life a little bit as we wrap this up. Okay. So you're also a proud papa. How many kids do you have?
Two boys. Omar Gooding Jr. and Miles Gooding. Yep.
Love. Okay, so are you married? Are you still married? Are you dating? Do you got a special lady?
Woo!
You got a little special somebody?
We should have went over these questions.
Look, you told me don't prep.
He said, don't worry about it. I said, no matter what you ask, I will answer it or I won't.
You know what? So is that?
It is getting late though. What time is it?
Well, we were wrapping it up.
It is 5.
Well, okay, look, he's like,
Yeah, it is. It is getting late. So, in conclusion, I really admire your whole show and thank you for having me a part of it and being with your fan base and whatnot.
You want to keep that private?
Want to keep what private?
The relationship department.
Yeah, well, look here.
Okay.
We'll put it like this.
All right. Okay. That's all we need to know.
No. Yeah, no, I do keep my private life private.
Got it.
It's like if you follow me, then you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it's one of the things like, there she is.
Got it.
Some people are like, no. So,
Got it.
It's one of those things.
Okay, so second to last question. How do you balance being a family man and still maintaining a social life and everything that you do?
It's tough. It kind of leads to the last question. No, it's tough, man. Hey, man, it's tough because, you can't be successful on the couch. People want you to stay at home and it's like, I got to go get it, So it's a tough juggle. And especially nowadays, hats off to FaceTime. I'm raising my kids a lot on FaceTime and they're used to it. I remember when I'm growing up, just to hear my dad on the phone was dope because he was never home. Right. He was always out, getting after it. And with me, it's kind of cool to be able to look at kids. You can almost parent over FaceTime. Tough. Like, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, he was serious. And let me calm down. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but at least we have that. But it also affects how and what I choose and what I do professionally as well. It's like, how long is it filmed? I can't be away from my kids that long. You know what I mean? Right. Or you want to do a tour? I'll do a couple cities and I'll take my ass home. Right. I'm not going to be gone for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. And now with this music shit, they're like, you got to go on tour with us. I'm just like, I'm going to be that nigga with the kids in the back. Like, I'm not leaving them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and they're boys, which I shouldn't say it like that, because if they were girls, I would feel the same way, I'm sure. But it's just, the way I was raised, I feel like I got to be there for them. I got to be,
Yeah.
And my mom was dope. She was really dope. But I think the toughest thing, if I would close on this, the toughest thing I think for my mom was feeling the need to be the dad as well. You know what I mean? Which
is tough.
Which, for boys and for girls, I'm sure. Yeah. I can only speak for boys. I'm a boy. it's tough when sometimes you just want your mom to be a mom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, mama, like as a boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? As a man, you're fine, right? You be as tough as you want.
Energy.
But yeah. And then when you switching it, no, and it's like, damn, okay, dad. Right. I needed a hug from mom. Like, you dad right now. Like, relax, you know? And then that shit would happen with me and her a lot. I would just flare up, go off, and she, what, nigga? And she'd see I'm tipped the other way. And then she would turn into mom. Okay, baby, calm down. Right. Like, you got to calm me down. I'm fired up now. I'm turning into sweet pea and shit. I just want to talk to my mom, you know? And now she's got to, and she wouldn't, you know, have to figure that out. You know what I mean? But I think she would lead first with I'm going to be the dad. Oh, he ain't here, but y'all ain't running over me, little nigga. Right. Like, I just said, can I have some cereal? Like, why are you throwing shit at me? Right. You know what I mean? I told you can't. Like, damn, okay. Now be mom. Okay. And she was good at doing that, but it, you know, like I said, it was tough.
Got it.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, as we come to a close, thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Like you said, that's why it's important to have both parents. Can we just say that? It's important. And then if you're a single parent, it's also tough. You have to juggle, you know, both. You know, I think if you're a single dad, you know, you kind of have to know, all right, let me calm down. Let me be gentle for this time, or let me listen now, that type of thing. But with a mom, from what my experience is, it was always tough kind of going back and forth with that. Love it. Okay. Yeah, so last question. If you could leave anybody who looks up to you or who just wants to be like you or any future creative or entrepreneurs with any piece of advice, what would you say? Oof. Any piece of advice. That's a tough last question. That's going to take us an hour to get through. I know we can. Yeah, just pay attention to what's going on and live in the moment, right? Because there's a lot of times you look ahead or you think about the past, right? So what I mean by that is, you know, don't feel that you have to compromise. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are like, that's it. I got to do this role, or I got to put on this dress, or I got to do that. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're already feeling conflicted about, just throw it away and go wait till the next opportunity. God has something in store for you. So don't feel pressured to sell your soul. Amazing. Come on. Okay. Come on. So stay tuned for Omar's album. Anything else you want to Overstand Me, yes. Look out for News Cycle. And once again, go to omargooding.net and it keeps you posted on everything I got going on. Amazing. Thank you, Omar Gooding, everybody. All right. Thanks for coming through. All right. Well, that wraps it up, everybody, for Daisha Breedlove Presents. And I will see you next episode with another inspirational guest. Come on. Ciao.